What's good, everyone, and welcome to my Port Adelaide Round 4 preview. We have this week Richmond versus Port Adelaide at the MCG. Port Adelaide's first trip to the MCG this year, starting at 3:45 on a beautiful Saturday, Easter Saturday. This one's going to be interesting. At this stage, Port Adelaide are favourites rolling into it, betting-wise, so I believe they still have a little bit of hope in us, as I do as well, but I just want to harbour expectations because this one could get ugly as well, and there is a real possibility that Port Adelaide start 1-3 for the season. Definitely not what I wanted to be talking about, especially when we have the easiest fixture in the whole entire AFL to start the season. Could not have been dealt any better, and yeah, here we are. Probably going to be bottom table for the majority of the year. So yeah, expectations are low. After what we've seen, I'm just hoping Port Adelaide come out with something to prove, as they did against Essendon a couple of weeks ago after our poor performance against North at Marvel. So let's go straight into it. This game-wise, we do have further injuries to add to the list, as we have Radigalia gone down with a meniscus damage to his meniscus in his knee, so he had surgery on that, I believe. There you are. It's not an ankle. Don't worry about whatever that says. It is a knee issue. Thinking it said 6 weeks or so he's going to be gone for a while, as it adds to our already injured list. So Todd Marshall, they've already announced that he is not going to play this week, still rehabilitating that ankle sprain he's got. Harrison Ram got his ankle as well. So there's a few, our backstocks are really down in the dumps at the moment. I have heard that Miles Bergman is a test this week to return, so we're hoping he comes back. But yeah, defense is really copping it at the moment, and yeah, it's going to be really strained this week. Now, game-wise, list-wise, I am looking at a couple of changes made to the team. Now, I'm recording this pre-team sheets coming out, so those ones haven't been out yet, so I don't have a clear indicator of what the changes have been this week are. But I know for a fact that Mitch Zato has been announced and is making his debut for the side this week. So that will be very fun to watch a new player come through. I'm not sure in particular who he's going to come in for, but I have some ideas. And I'm also expecting Miles to come in if he's good to go. And I really want Ollie Wines to be pushed back into that side after his performance at Glenelg. I'm not sure why he was playing in the twos in the first place. He looked great, looked a league above, and yeah, he should slot back in as well. So I'm expecting those changes to be made, potentially a Will Brodie to be put back to the twos for a bit. Port Adelaide only used him for 42% time on ground last week, which means if you're going to do that, you may as well just bring in an Ollie Wines, in my opinion. A few underperformers last week that could have a break, potentially a McKinlay didn't have a great game, looked a bit uncomposed. Could be the swap for Zato this week, potentially. I know that Sava's out, so I'm expecting a straight swap for Bergman to come back in and take his role for now. And yeah, potentially one of McKinlay or Berry even. He needs some confidence. Maybe go back in the twos. Had a pretty poor game last week. As much as it was suck for me, having brought him in last week in Supercoach and making a whole video about him and why you should bring him in, would make me look like an absolute fool, but it might be worth him going back for a bit just to regain some confidence, because yeah, he's not finding the ball a lot, and when he does find the ball, his set shots aren't great. So there's a few options that could depart for the likes of Zato and Wines. Who knows what's going to happen? But Richmond side of things, I don't see too many changes being made to Richmond. I'm not sure what their expectations are with the side, but they're probably on that same par as us right now. And I think Port Adelaide need to come to terms, Koshi especially, that it's probably time for thinking about rebuilding. It's been reported again in the week by Chad Corns. I don't know if he's out to get us because he got chopped by car, but he's now reporting that Georgiades is potentially looking to go home. They're looking to, West Coast are actually chasing pretty hard, looking to offer him as much as they can, which is going to be quite an amount because we know what type of player Georgiades is, and the league does as well. So yeah, that's been reported. We already know the situation with Butters and what's going on with that. And of course, Miles Bergman's always an option to go home as well, because he only signed that 1-year contract extension, I believe it was. So once you get to that stage where you're only signing an extension by a year at a stage, at once, it probably comes to, yeah, he's probably looking to go home eventually, depending on the situation. So it's probably coming to terms time for Port with rebuilding. That's the way forward. I think you can't get stuck in mud where you are just trying to stay afloat and put out a side that's going to be mid. I think you need to know when to rebuild, when to cut your losses with Butters. As much as like a generational player he is, the return we're going to get for him is absolutely massive, as he is, yeah, restricted free agent. So whatever anyone else offers for him, say it's the Bulldogs are from 2 million, we can match that bid and actually make them pay for him, which is probably what's going to be happening if he wants to go somewhere else. So we're going to get returns for that. We're going to get returns for Georgiades because he is contracted. And Bergman, I believe, I'm not sure what the situation with Bergman is as well, but he could depart as well. So you're looking at a lot of picks potentially coming back. We have Cochrane coming through and a couple other father sons in Salapek. And I'm not sure the other dude is, but we definitely have some prospects coming through. And when you get to that stage, we're probably going to need that picks to get up to Cochrane because the academy has changed its way in how it allocates its players. So we actually need to pay up to get him. He is a great player, potentially a pick one for the whole entire draft. So yeah, that is the future that Port are looking at, is potentially selling off as highs with Butters and Georgiades and that sort of thing, and coming to terms with some rebuilding. We've got a list that is quite young. I think kind of Rosie will be a perfect leader for them when he finally gets back from his injury. I thought last weekend we kind of lacked a little bit of leadership out there with Rosie gone. There's no one that really stepped up when Butters was getting that tag. Yeah, Willem Drews, you don't really look to. No Wines on the side didn't help. So I think that, yeah, there will be a stage halfway through the year when Port Adelaide will have to come to terms with this year as a potential rebuild, start of a rebuild. And yeah, we'll see where that goes from now. So this weekend, I'm expecting a close one. I'm not expecting a wash in any sense for either side. Yeah, I'm expecting a fierce matchup. It's potentially going to be good weather. I've looked at the forecast and yeah, should be dry. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hey, I don't have much else to add. I hope this has been informative enough. But yeah, all I'm hoping for is for a little bit of grunts, a little bit of wants, as I didn't really see last week. I thought we are a better team than the Eagles. I still think we are a better team, but they just wanted it more than us, which was definitely displayed on the day. But yeah, next week is gather round. So we've rolled in from Richmond back to home again to versus St Kilda. So that will be fun. I'll be in the bleachers. I'm going, but yeah, in the bleachers. But this week will be an interesting watch. I hope and pray we don't start 1-3 because that would be really disappointing with the draw that we have for the start of the year. All we can hope is for starting 2-2 and then resetting from there and seeing where the car takes us. Hey, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Next time I'll see you will be in my review for Supercoach, and hopefully things go well for me in that regard as well. But cheers, have a good one, and good luck to Power. Happy Easter, everyone.